Welcome to our event today. We have quite a bit to share with you, and before we do, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to tune in and be a part of our community. One thing that sets our community apart is that each of you are so involved with caring about and empowering each other. If you're watching live, that means you're a part of our Facebook community, which is the largest public collection of our users that we've ever seen. When you have tens of thousands of people in one place with one goal, it makes doing what we do even more enjoyable. Part of our desire to engage with each of you in our different communities is to get a sense of what people want to see across our line of products. We also love being able to provide solutions to questions that come up and hear how you are using ProPresenter, PvP, and others. Make sure to tag us on Instagram in photos of your setups or with your operators too. By sharing your own setup, you might inspire other organizations or people to find similar solutions for environments as well. Speaking of finding solutions, our support team loves helping you find solutions to all sorts of different situations. Need to run a unique idea by someone knowledgeable when you're using our products? Our support team's there. Need to troubleshoot an issue? They're there to help you. Check out this video that our support team director Michael recorded earlier to share with you.
At Renewed Vision, we understand our customers' desire to receive quick and efficient support because many of us are actually weekly users of ProPresenter as well. In fact, in addition to leading the sales and support team at Renewed Vision, I serve as the production coordinator at a church plant in the Las Vegas area. And if something was to go wrong on Sunday mornings with either ProPresenter or any software we were using, I too would want a resolution quickly from that company so that we could move on with our Sunday service. That's why at Renewed Vision, we offer multiple methods of getting in touch with our support team. If you prefer a more methodical approach, or maybe you don't have access to the computer all the time, you can open a ticket on our website 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and typically receive a reply from us either the same day or the next business day, as that inbox is actively monitored from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. And we'll talk about weekend here in just a second. If you need live help, live chat is available on our website as well, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. And finally, if you just want to talk to somebody on the phone, we understand that. And we offer scheduled phone appointments from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. And that just leaves the weekend. So what do you do when you have an issue on the weekends? Well, I'm proud to say that we have multiple agents monitoring the inbox throughout the weekends. We have an agent that's responsible for Saturdays, who prioritizes issues based on what's going to affect you for the next day and respond to those as quickly as they possibly can. And then they're joined by another agent on Sunday morning to monitor the inbox and respond to your issues within minutes of you submitting the ticket. So when you're at your most critical moments on Sunday mornings and have an issue, you can reach out to us and expect to hear back from us within minutes with the next steps you need to take. So we are proud to offer that support to you and reiterate our commitment to giving you the quickest and most efficient support possible. And just want to thank you so much for allowing us to come alongside your church and your business as you tell your story. We look forward to interacting with you soon.
A few months ago, there was a Facebook post with the most comments we've ever seen on a post within our group. It was of someone sharing their setup to make chords show on their stage screen. And just a few months later, we were able to introduce a feature set that made that possible with even more flexibility while saving a ton of time compared to how complex the original post setup was. We love bringing exciting improvements to existing features, as well as introducing new functions that help you to run your show better or with more creativity. Today, there are multiple things for us to talk about inside of ProPresenter, so let's dive in. Have you ever been in a situation where you tend to have the same general flow from week to week within your show? Maybe the main thing that changes is the songs that are chosen the next week or the slides that your main speaker's presentation is going to have. Right now in that situation, you can potentially build out a playlist from scratch each week, which of course is extra work, or you can use the same playlist and only ever just have that one playlist and just switch out the different presentations as needed. You could also duplicate a playlist and edit the new one. But what if you could create a playlist and then save it as a template to be able to easily recall it any date in the future? Now you can save time by creating a playlist template for upcoming productions. Build playlist templates using existing presentation files like a consistent intro video, pre-show announcements, headers, placeholder items for songs, and more. Let's check this out in ProPresenter. I could save a previous template like this one from a past service at my church, but what we are going to do right now is create a brand new playlist built intentionally in mind for being used as a playlist template. For that, I'd create a new playlist, and then I can search for the items that I know I'm going to need every time, like our intro video. I'll drag that in here from the search window. And then let's add in my pre-service presentation and my post-service presentation. Okay, from my context, I like my playlist to visually look split up between the different sections of my service. So let's add some headers. We'll do a pre-service header, and then I'll add a service header, and finally a post-service header. Now that the headers are in there, we can add some placeholders for our different songs, as well as a placeholder for the speaker's presentation. With all of this in place, we'll save the playlist as a playlist template, and I'll call it weekly service since this example is for my church. Now, anytime my volunteer operators come in to set up our show, they can just add a new playlist using the playlist template. The cool thing about placeholder items in my templates is that I can now easily drag and drop a file onto them from the search window, or even just click and search the button on the header for that item and search and attach a presentation to it right there. Playlist templates are a simple way to blueprint a show for future use, saving you time in your setup. I love when we have the opportunity to really reimagine existing functions of ProPresenter based on the feedback that we receive from you. So let's talk about ProPresenter Timeline. Previously, Timeline was the place to go if you wanted to click one simple play button to trigger an audio file to play and slides to change along to that at a specific time within your timeline. A really common use case for this would be running a backing track from within ProPresenter, and then the slides being programmed to advance at specific times within that backing track. Again, all while being programmed within ProPresenter with no need for external apps or hardware. Now we've taken Timeline to its next stage. Timeline is now a hub for all things automation for those who want to use one app to run a show, without it needing to program light scene changes or backing tracks from other apps. In Timeline, you'll still be able to automatically advance through presentation slides or play an audio file. Plus, now as desired, you'll also be able to define what media to trigger when, and be able to trigger actions as well. After opening Timeline for my song, you'll notice that I can click record, and then as the timeline advances and my song is playing on the audio track, I'm able to click slides to record them to my timeline for future playback. Now I can even trigger specific media to play at different times throughout the song to really emphasize an emotion that I'm trying to promote. So in my media playlist here, I'm going to go ahead and drag those in. And I can also drag those along the track here wherever I want them. To really drive up the automation level, I can even add actions to control other devices and apps through my communication devices like MIDI. Trigger a macro, change stage display layouts, really whatever I need for my show. So not only does Timeline become an automation powerhouse, but now within Timeline, you'll have a new communication option for controlling ProPresenter. Run your ProPresenter show on time with all of your other SMPTE timecode enabled devices by syncing with Timeline. Within your timecode settings, you can define which audio device you'll receive your timecode signal through and set it to the same settings as your other timecode enabled devices. Using Timeline, you'll be able to set up your show to run smoothly, whether you're in a one-person production who wants to do more with less, or have a large crew with high expectations. When I'm hosting a live event, sometimes I'll have a video that ends but keeps our logo up on the screen for a while, or just happens to have dead space at the end of the video. Sometimes one of the issues with this is that I might have an action on the next slide to trigger lights to turn back on, but if that slide doesn't get triggered fast enough, I'm standing in darkness on stage or wherever I'm at. In this situation, we could crop the video ahead of time if we just didn't need the extra space, or maybe we actually wanted the video's animation or whatever to keep playing. Maybe we'd just run the lights manually and make sure everyone knew when to do what. The thing is that the more we can show producers about what's coming up next, the more our speakers on stage don't have to stand in darkness, and the more we create seamless transitions between the different parts of our show, the better it is for everyone's overall experience. Now, with playback markers, we solve this, and we create even more opportunities for creating a seamless experience for everyone. Playback markers empower you to automate changes to your show and keep track of time for establishing important moments within a video. Count down to a specific marker, change lighting scenes before ending a video, trigger props at critical moments, and more. Let's take a look at a video ad that we used at my church from this past Easter. You'll notice the inspector window has been updated to provide you with quicker access to settings in a more streamlined way, while also adding the new markers tab over on the right. In here, I've already added multiple markers to my video. At the top, I've got a general marker that contains my audience look, a specific stage layout that I've chosen for this video, and even a lighting scene to turn down the lights in the building while the video plays. A few seconds later, I have a lower third prop that will trigger and show my pastor's name over top of the video. Then after that, I have a clear props action within a marker. And finally, at the end, I have a marker that we'll use to have the stage screen countdown to. That way our people on stage know to start talking when the countdown to that marker hits 0, instead of based off of the full video's actual end time. I think I want to have a lighting scene to fade on before the video ends as well, so let's go ahead and add that. We'll scrub to where we want the new marker, and then we can click Add Marker on the right side. Now I can set a name on it. We'll go with Fade Lights Up. And then I'll drag in my macro for House Lights Up. I've already recorded an example of this in action so that you can see how, as it advances, what all of that looks like as it comes together.
Hey, my name is Justin. I want to invite you to Easter at Heart and Soul Church on Sunday, April 17th at 10 a.m. right here at Princeton High School in the main auditorium. We're going to have uplifting worship, a life-giving message. During the service, the kids are going to do an Easter egg hunt in their age-appropriate classrooms. And after service, I want to encourage you to stick around for free pictures with the Easter Bunny. Again, that's Easter Sunday, April 17th at 10 a.m. right here at Princeton High School. Bring your friends, bring your family, and we'll see you there.
Playback markers make it possible for you to decide what the most important info is for your operators and producers to see during a video, while also giving you even greater control over transitions and automation throughout. Now, I do have a few other improvements to call out real quick. We all know what it's like to type out a bunch of slides manually and then not realize until it was too late that there was a spelling mistake. Now by default, spell check is enabled on both Mac and Windows within ProPresenter. When an existing video or audio input selection becomes disconnected, ProPresenter will now auto-reconnect to that input when the signal is detected again. You'll also be able to see new inputs populate into the preference window on ProPresenter as they become available without needing to close the window and reopen it. On macOS, we now have hardware decoding built in for videos that are encoded with H.264 and H.265 or HEVC. This will allow higher resolution videos to play back smoother, and lower resolution videos to play back even more efficiently on older hardware. Some improvements were recently made to how media within themes performs, and so we've created a new theme for this release called Vibe and Pixels that contains a single image used as a visual element within the slides to help add some creativity to the theme itself, and you can get any of the color options shown here from renewedvision.com/free. We've also built a retro-styled shape-based motion pack called Retro Shapes, which can add both bold and subtle movements to the visual spaces in your productions. These are available thanks to ProPresenter Plus. The improvements coming to ProPresenter that we've talked about today will enable you to automate even more processes than you already could, and to be more creative, all while saving time. With playlist templates, you can blueprint your show for the future. Playback markers make it possible to make use of actions while videos are playing, and even to have some more visibility for your team over specific moments within your videos. Improvements to the timeline provide more control over programming out your show ahead of time to play through individual songs or presentations with more automation by adding a control layer for actions as well as media. ProPresenter can now be controlled with and join all of your other timecode enabled hardware and software for greater show automation. With performance improvements, spell check, and UI enhancements, there's something to love for everyone. Plus, of course, everyone loves free content, so we hope you'll make use of our newest motion pack and creative multicolored themes. Plus, tag us in social posts when you do. This update will be available soon as a beta for you to get your hands on and to test out. I hope you've enjoyed learning what we've been working on, and we can't wait to see how these new functions of ProPresenter better allow you to share the stories that change the world.